You felt it. You decide to change something. Your body, your habits, your life. And for a few days it works. Then something shifts. Motivation drops. Life throws something at you. People around you don't help. And suddenly you're back where you started. Except now it feels worse. Because you tried. You start asking the wrong question. Why does it always go wrong for me? Here's what almost nobody tells you. That feeling, the one where trying stops feeling worth it, has a name in psychology. And so does the way out of it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's happening in your mind when you feel powerless, and the exact mechanism that gets your power back.
In the 1960s, a psychologist named Martin Seligman ran an experiment that changed how we understand power. Dogs were placed in a box and given a mild shock. One group could stop it. Press a panel, shock ends. The other group had no control at all. Nothing they did mattered. The shock just happened. Later, both groups were moved to a new box. This time, every dog could escape. Just jump over a low wall to safety. The dogs who'd had control before, they jumped out immediately. The dogs who'd had no control before, the ones who'd learned nothing they did mattered, just laid down and took the shock. Even though the way out was right there. Even though escaping took almost no effort at all. Researchers had to physically walk them across, again and again, showing their legs the motion of escape, before those dogs believed it was possible again. Read that again. The exit was open the whole time. What broke wasn't their ability to escape. It was their belief that escaping was even worth attempting. That's not a dog problem. That's a human one. You don't stop trying because you're weak. You stop trying because somewhere along the way, you gathered enough evidence
that nothing works, and your mind believed it. So what actually broke, and what rebuilds it? Psychologists call it locus of control. It's the belief about where power over your life sits. Some people carry an internal locus. They believe their actions cause their outcomes. Effort leads somewhere. Others carry an external locus. They believe outcomes come from luck, other people, timing, fate, something outside them. And here's the part that matters. This isn't fixed. It's not who you are. It's what you've been taught by your own experience, the same way those dogs were taught. Enough uncontrollable setbacks, and anyone starts leaning external. Enough evidence that your actions do move things, and you lean internal. That's the whole difference between giving up and getting up. So the real question isn't, am I powerful? It's what's your mind been gathering evidence toward?
Which brings us to the mechanism, because belief doesn't come from nowhere. Psychologist Albert Bandura spent his career studying this, and he found 4 things that build it. 1. Mastery. Actual past wins. Not huge ones. Small proof that you did the hard thing before. 2. Vicarious experience. Watching someone like you do it. If they could, some part of your brain quietly updates. Maybe I can too. 3. Verbal persuasion. Someone telling you at the right moment, you've got this, and meaning it. It sounds small. It's not. 4. Your physiological state. How your body feels walking into the moment. Shaky and dreading it reads as danger. Steady and ready reads as capable. Your nervous system is voting on your belief before your mind even opens its mouth. Here's why this matters more than any mindset quote you've ever heard. Life power isn't a personality trait. It's not something you either have or don't. It's built. The same 4 ways every time, for every person who's ever rebuilt it after collapse. Which means if you feel powerless right now, you're not broken. You're just under-resourced in one of 4 specific places.
So let's redefine the word. Life power isn't confidence. It isn't personality. It isn't something you're born with or without. Life power is evidence. Specifically, it's the accumulated evidence sitting in your nervous system right now of whether your actions work. Every time you tried and it didn't work and you didn't get an explanation, That got logged as evidence against you. And every small thing you've done that actually worked, that got logged too. Right now, you are living on whichever pile is bigger, which is why the way back is never a big leap.
Think about the dogs again. They weren't dragged across the box once and declared fixed. It took repetition, small, physical, undeniable proof, over and over, before belief caught up. You don't rebuild power by deciding to change your whole life on Monday. That's the version that collapses by Thursday and just adds another entry to the nothing works pile. You rebuild it with a win so small it's almost embarrassing. One you cannot fail. Something you do today, in the next 10 minutes, that you complete. That's not a small thing. That's the first new entry in the evidence file that becomes the person who doesn't quit.
So if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. Power isn't what happens to you. It's what you do next. Not what happened to you today, not what didn't work last time, not what anyone else did or didn't give you. What you do next. Say it again in your head right now. Power isn't what happens to you. It's what you do next. That's the whole video. Everything else is just proof. You don't need to feel powerful. You need one action you can't fail.
Here's what I want you to do. Not this month, not tomorrow. Today. Pick one thing. Something small enough that failure isn't even on the table. Make your bed. Send the text you've been avoiding. Walk for 10 minutes. It doesn't matter what it is. It matters that you finish it. Because that's not a task. That's a deposit. That's the first new entry in the file your mind keeps on whether you're someone who follows through. And 6 days from now, someone's going to open this app, scrolling for something to watch. And it's going to be you. Except that version of you will have 6 days of small proof behind them instead of 0. The only question is which pile they'll be standing on when they get here. Make it the right one.